What's going on, everybody? I just wanted to get on here and share a quick word as I'm doing my reading this morning. I'm in Exodus, but the word is, in chapter 1 of Exodus, is letting us know how Joseph ended up dying. And if you remember the story, Joseph actually became second under Pharaoh, but Joseph died and also Pharaoh died, the one that knew Joseph. Then there was a new generation of the children of Israel, as well as a new Pharaoh. And so this Pharaoh but he didn't know Joseph. This new Pharaoh didn't know Joseph. He seen that the children of Israel were growing because it says that they were fruitful. So they were constantly growing. And it says that, in other words, he was afraid that when there came time of battle, they were going to get with their enemies and go against them. And so in that fear, they ended up getting taskmasters to put heavy burdens on the children of Israel, and they treated them with rigor, it says. But even in all that, something that caught my attention was in verse chapter 12. It says, "But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew." The reason why that really spoke to me is because as I look back on my life, and as I look at all the afflictions that I've gone through in my walk as a believer, I've realized that in all those afflictions, I have grown through all those. I have become more wiser through all those. My strength in God has grew. My knowledge of who He is and His character has expanded because I was able to know Him on a deeper level through these afflictions as I remain in Him. And so that was just an encouraging word that I wanted to share with you. And I also wanted to attach that. And although they were talking about they continue to grow in number, as in the people continue to grow spiritually speaking, I'm sharing that we too in our afflictions can grow. And I wanted to read James, and it says, "My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces patience." Sometimes as we fall into these various trials, whatever it is you're going through, sometimes it causes us to question God. Sometimes it may even uh, bring forth a little bit of doubt in our lives, a little bit of unbelief. Maybe why do we have to go through what we're going through? But then it says, so yes, knowing that the testing of your faith produces patience. Just know that in all, whatever you're going through in this walk, now that you're walking with God, whatever you're going through is going to work out for your good. I've been in this thing 6 years. I know it's not a lot, but 6 years is still 6 years, of my life fully committed to Him. And every time I've gone through something, He has saw me through. Um, Verse 4 says, "But let patience have its perfect work, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking nothing." Continue to allow all these things to help your patience grow. Also, as our patience grow, also I wanted to share Romans chapter 5. "Therefore, having been justified by faith, we have peace with God through our Lord Jesus Christ, through whom also we have access by faith into this grace in which we stand, and rejoice in hope of the glory of God." So we rejoice in that, but also, and not only that, verse 3 says, "And not only that, but we also glory in tribulations, knowing that the tribulations produces, knowing that tribulations produces perseverance, and perseverance character, and character hope." So, it says, "And rejoice in hope of the glory of God." And not only that, but we also glory in tribulations. Whatever you're going through, we can also glory in that, knowing that tribulations produces perseverance, that we may be able to continue to persevere, and persevere grows our character, and our character hope. Um, the way I like to break that down is what all that I'm trying to share is that no matter what I've gone through, no matter what tribulation, no matter what affliction, no matter what it has been in my life, as I stayed with God, all I can tell you is that in year 6, I'm wiser than year 1. I'm wiser than year 4. I'm wiser than year 5. I'm stronger than all these past 5 years. All these things have allowed me to get to the place where I am at today. And I'm continuing to see the hand of God move in my life in a whole different way. And it's a blessing. I can honestly say it's a blessing, and just in knowing him and more of his character. And really in year 6, I can tell you how I have never been forsaken or forgotten. In all these 6 years, no matter what it has been, he has always been there for me. He has always brought me through some things I get myself into. And even in that, he gets me through. Even in that, he sees himself faithful in my life. And so I just encourage you on today, whatever it is you're going through, whatever affliction you may be facing, whatever tribulation you may be going through, just know that you can continue to grow in that, and you can continue to multiply the wisdom, multiply the strength, multiply the love, multiply the patience,